Everyone's favorite subjects, art supplies. They're the most fun in the whole world, and we're all addicted, and that's why we're here, right? So let's learn how to use them all. Now, with me, I use the same supplies over and over and over and over again. You truly don't need to buy 8 gajillion different things, which is the really good news about doing lessons with me, like for real. So if you watch any of the other orientation videos, you know that I focus a ton on the hamburger method. Okay. Everyone gets a free ebook copy of this. So this is like kindergarten writing because it's super specific and really clear about what works and what doesn't work and what layers they go in. And that's what the awesome hamburger accelerator goes over each layer. Okay. So your supply list is super small. Okay, it's just these exact supplies. So to get to the hamburger supply list, you're just going to go to the hamburger accelerator. Okay, you're going to go into stage 0 because this is supplies for the burger. I'm so excited for you. Okay, first one, the starter. This is all about supplies, and the PDFs are what you want in here. So we're going to go in there. Okay, and this is the links, and I'm just saying skim the list, and you might already have a lot of these things. So these are literally what we're going to need. We're going to need a canvas of some sort. And the awesome thing about the burger is you can do it on wood. You can do it on a foam head, art journal, art altered book, watercolor paper, like literally anything can be a burger, which is also why I love it. Okay. And that's what each stage of this classroom is going to go over, is each layer and what you can and cannot do in each one. But we're using the same one. So you need a set of paints. You'll need some surfaces. You'll need some scrapbook paper. Okay, so fun. Go pick some out in person somewhere or go root around online. You'll need some gesso. You will need a Stabilo all pencil or a permanent. You'll need some color pencils. You can use watercolor pencils as well. One will activate and get all smeary when we add the Mod Podge, and one will stay locked tight, so you can choose. I use gelatos and then Pitt pens. And I know the Pitt pens are expensive. Staedtler just came out with some pigment pens, which are amazing alternatives, and they're cheaper. I have links to everything that you need in here, by the way. But it's an upfront cost that you buy them once, but you can use them in every burger. So you use them in like every project. So I promise you, it's not like you're going to buy this and then you're like, for example, I took a oil painting class last summer. In order to do them, I had to buy $500 worth of paints. And then when the month was over, I have all these paints. I have not used them since. That was 2 years ago. And I'm like, oh, but these, we are going to be using them all the time over and over and over. So you really do get your money's worth out of them, I promise, if you're hanging out with me. Mod Podge is just getting cheaper and cheaper. If you want to use fine art materials, use matte medium as a substitute for Mod Podge. That's great. And that's it. It's actually super limited. So if you scroll down, I have my favorite like surfaces to work on, gesso, my favorite paints. So there's clickable links to all of these things in here already. My favorite glues, my favorite brushes, my favorite alternative brushes. Okay, so here is your shopping list, and these are all clickable links to Amazon in the US. If you're not in the US, you can click over to the US links just to see what they are, and then grab the item and you can search for that wherever you live. Just go to Google, and this goes for everybody. You can just put it in Google, and the Google will find, the cheapest and the places that are near you as well. Here's my favorite whites. Favorite everything is all in here for you. All right, so I also made you like a shopping checklist, which is actually super fun. So if you click it, it will download it. And here is your supply list right here. You can print this off. So you can go to the store with you or while you're ordering, and this is your these are your required supplies. But, you can choose your brands that are in your price range for you. If you love portraits and you can't afford a lot of Pitt pens, I would recommend just getting the skin tone set. That will set you up to do a whole bunch of things. And Yeah, so that's how you get to your shopping list for anything related to the burger. Okay. Now, you might also be interested in doing some of the solo supplies, right? So, I also teach, let's go back up to the dashboard for a minute. I also teach the individual supplies, right? So, watercolors. I'm clicking on the yellow Speedway. Okay. At the beginning section of all of these, you'll get a little introduction to, say this is like acrylics. You'll get a little introduction in case you're brand new to the different types of acrylics. All right. So you have soft body, high flow, acrylic inks, heavy body, fluid, and any inks. There's a lot of different options here. Okay, so I actually, if you don't know and you've not painted before, you might want to watch some of these introductory videos so you can start wrapping your brain around each supply and what you might like to get if you don't have it already. And I cannot stress enough, I absolutely am not like a supply snob. So I always, and I try to write this in every single lesson, like you're always encouraged to use what you already have, like 100%. I do not care what brands they are, unless you're getting a shitty result. And sometimes the quality of art supplies cannot do you any favors. So if you are struggling, do reach out, because sometimes it could be, a lot of times it's like just the paper. Your paints are fine, like the paper is all wrong. So sometimes it's just a combination of supplies. It's not even necessarily each supply that you're using. So I will help you problem solve in case you're running into issues. But I just want you to know nothing is required. I always have links everywhere, and they're totally for your convenience. Like they're just there in case you're like, wait, what is that? And you can click and go see. You never have to buy anything. Nothing is required. Please use everything that you already have. So as far back to the individual supplies. So I have those introductory little reviews in the beginning of those sections that will help you figure out hopefully what you want, plus the links in every single lesson to what I'm using. So that's super helpful. But you'll see I always use the same pencils, the same paper. Like I'm like, I love what I love, and I don't tend to vary so much. So it saves a ton of money. And then there's also this art supplies tab up here at the top. And what this goes to is, these are some good recommendations that I have of the supplies that I have and use and love. Like if you're getting started with anything. So like these Liquitex Basics paints are awesome. They're really awesome. I really love them. They're great quality. They're a fantastic price. So these are great. I love an oval canvas so much. So there's some oval canvases for you. That matte medium, I use this like exclusively in every single mixed media project. So I would definitely highly recommend get that. The masking fluid is only used. I only have this here, actually barely ever use it, but when I do, I'm wicked picky about which one I use. So that's the one I use. So this is not a supply list. This is not your shopping list. This is the list of products that I use and recommend in case you're seeking something specific. So if you're like, oh, I've never bought a masking fluid before, and I'll be like, okay, check the one in the art supplies tab, because that one I have used, and those erasers are like a must have. So it's all like just for your convenience. I love these brushes. Those are the brushes I own. I recommend those panels. They're inexpensive and they work great. Here's some pretty scrapbook paper that looks like the scrapbook paper you'll see me using. So I just put it there. Again, nothing is required. I cannot emphasize that enough. This is the package gelatos that I like, that have the bright colors that I use for my faces a lot. These are just like fun papers that I love. This is my favorite varnish. Favorite Posca markers, favorite archival ink, favorite Pitt pens, the skin toe pack of the Pitt pens. These are this pigment arts right here by Staedtler. Those are the alternative to the Pitt pens that are a lot cheaper. You get these 12 for, let's say like 12 for 18. There's about $1 and change. And this is 6, and these are about $2. So they're a bit cheaper. There's my Stabilo. So yeah, all my favorite products are right up here. I have stopped updating the Mixed Media Society workbook. It still has a lot of good supply information in it there, but you also get that free, not the paperback, but you do get the ebook free. So you can totally check it out. It's in the ebook section of the classroom. If you want to look at it, you can also just print off individual pages if there's things in there that are helpful for you. Pentel Pocket Brush Pen. Yeah, Copic. So these are all like my super go-tos that I'm using all the time. There's my Mod Podge. That's my sealer. Yeah, finisher. And I could probably add like a spray Mod Podge as well. It's good to have there's one right there. Acrylic spray sailor. Boom, done. All right. So that is what you need. These are my go-tos. And again, that's the tab at the top. If you're wanting to know like what my regular stash of things are, it is what I just showed you in that art supplies tab right up there. Okie dokie. I have in the prior school teachable that I was on, I had a classroom called Karen's World, which basically had a video that accompanied kind of all the things I was just showing you. So I'll be bringing that back because my students have requested that. So I'm happy to do that. And that will be going probably in a separate section down in here. So you might see it in here if you're watching this video later on, and I have it added there, but it'll just be like all about supplies or like supplies deep dive or something like that. But you really don't need, I already give you your shopping list in the Hamburger Accelerator. You have those intro videos in the Solo Supply Speedways, and then you have my tab up here at the top for my favorite go-tos and all my links for every single lesson. So use of those items that I listed, use them as you wish. Fill in with your own art supplies whenever you wish as well. I'm trying to remember, I just redid this watercolor section. This quick overview of beginners, and just for fun, I added some of my favorite colors I added in here for you. So again, I'm going through my papers, brushes, my favorite brushes. These are like some of my favorite Daniel Smith watercolors. Like you don't have to buy any of this stuff, but people will ask me like, what's a good purple? And I'll be like, it's on the list. So this Imperial Purple right here. Here's a video about granulating watercolors. Here's all the links to the sets that I love. So yeah, you can find them in the specific sections for you as well. All right. And then if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm here for you. Okay. Bye.